fun game. I like it. How's everyone doing tonight?
Great.
Oh, us.
Oh, there they are.
Because we're live now, so it's like we
Yes,
can actually
yeah,
ask an audience how they're doing.
How y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
So, how's everybody's week been going?
Not too bad. You know, I feel like I say this every week, but
same old.
Working on some outside stuff, but some outside productions and things. So, yeah, a lot of that going on.
So, it's not on the list, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Do either of y'all watch Legends of Tomorrow?
You know, I used to.
When
it started.
Also. I heard some news about
who's going to be playing a character on there.
Yes, which I was actually going to bring up last Thursday because I saw that article, and maybe that's changed by now. But go ahead and say what you're going to say.
So one of the guys from Scrubs is playing Booster Gold. The one that plays Turk.
Yes,
is going to be Booster Gold.
Was it Donald
Faison?
Yeah, Donald Faison. Yeah,
that makes me happy. Booster Gold's an interesting character. For the ones that don't know much about him, comes from the future. He uses future technology and then comes to historical spots in the past that had tragic events and uses his fame to be a superhero.
Which I wanted to do an episode on him because he's one of my favorite characters to learn about. And honestly, he's like a really good casting for Booster Gold.
I'm excited. So I think once he comes on the show, we'll definitely have to do an episode. Oh, yeah. That way we'll have some video footage of him too.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was confirmed or not.
Is he like a good actor? Or?
Oh, yeah.
He's got that
wittiness.
wittiness.
Have you ever seen Scrubs?
No. No, I know of the show.
All right, so now we're down to 2 hosts for the show.
Okay, bye, guys.
We'll just cut.
We may have to do the vote early now.
Yeah. No, I know it's a good show. It's kind of like Grey's Anatomy, right?
I don't know. I've never watched Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
That's like
it's a lot less serious.
Yeah, you take the drama and replace it with comedy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that from what I've seen. I haven't seen the show like.
Oh, it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth watching.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Hulu. Check out on Hulu. Watch it. You'll get hooked on every season. Ignore the second final season, I guess I can say. They ended it, and they gave it a good ending. Then they brought it back where the main doctors are now professors at college, and it sucked. You can ignore that season. But nobody cares about that.
Is it still going?
No.
Okay.
I wish.
Donald Faison? Is that?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right.
Turk.
His like wittiness in the show is like, I think, just makes me know that he could play Michael John Carter, like as Booster Gold in that way. I think he's going to do a really good job. Which, speaking of TV shows and somehow kind of in a revival, they're bringing Futurama back.
Yes, I heard.
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll definitely have to talk about it on Nerd Talk next week, because I saw that, and I'm excited. I think it's Hulu they're getting it for?
Yes. Hulu is reviving it.
I know, I threw it up in the chat. I haven't really read the article. I'm like, oh, this can go in the Nerd Talk chat for next week. I'll read it later, and actually, I'll probably read it the day of Nerd Talk. Be like, what am I talking about? Oh, yeah. Because that's how I always do everything.
Oh, yeah.
But let's go ahead and start with housekeeping first, real quick. If you want to be, there we go, perfect. If you want to be a guest on Comic Book 101 in-studio cosplay guest or anything, or if you want to tell us which one should be killed off on our show, you can always email us at comicbook101tv.com, info comicbook101tv.com. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Yancey Street Comics, the best place for us to pick up all our comics. It's literally like a 2-minute walk down the hall from us right here. And again, Mark Muncy was here last week. Definitely go check his site out. Pick up some of his books. He has a new book coming out. I'm excited. And the joke about killing one of us off tonight, you'll get that later. So, yeah. And have y'all read any new comics this week?
I haven't read them, but I picked up, I think, Blue and Gold. There's a few new issues of Blue Beetle and Booster Gold that I think came out. I think they're new arrivals. Maybe I'm just not picking up from maybe I found the wrong wall.
Were they on the back wall?
This actually wasn't at Yancey Street. I'm so sorry.
Then I won't be able to tell you what wall it is.
But it was a back wall, and I'm pretty sure it said new arrivals. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it number 1 or?
They were up to 3, I think.
Up to 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there was also the new Fantastic Four Life story came out. I wanted to pick up Spider's Shadow and reread Spider-Man Life Story because that one's I like what they're doing.
That's a
So
good
it's-
one.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I've been bad. I haven't made it this week. That's why I was asking, because I've been wanting to read something for Booster Gold. And yeah, if it's Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, like they're a good combo.
I'll hook you up. I've got the
Yeah,
stuff.
just give me the word.
I've
you
got
know?
the omnibus of there's only one because there's only like 26, 27 issues.
Mm-hmm.
So of the original run anyway, and but I also have the single issues that are in color. Not to brag or anything on Booster Gold,
No, of course not.
there's really no bragging.
So I know new comics this week. I didn't pick any up yet. Probably next week I'll be buying a bunch of them. Scorched #2 came out.
That's right.
I saw.
Yeah.
Then some other ones. Magic the Gathering #11 came out. Another one I want to read: Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries.
Very nice.
Can't go wrong with Scooby-Doo or Batman or Shadow. The Shadow knows
Shadow.
everything.
Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yes, Shadow the
Yeah.
Hedgehog.
Okay.
Is he going to be in the new movie?
He's fucking sick.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Knuckles and Tails are. So, you know.
Maybe for 3. Maybe they're
They'll
saving
probably
him.
pop up at the
Yeah.
end and be like, here we are for Shadow.
Yeah.
A new Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic came out this week. Another Hellboy, which, speaking of Hellboy, did you all see what Ron Perlman said the other week?
I
No.
saw a few things where it's like he would come back for a third one, or he
So,
wouldn't
yeah,
come back for a third
so
one.
Perlman's getting old. He's 71 now.
my.
He said in the interview that I'm too old to keep doing Hellboy, but the fans deserve one more, so I'm
Oh,
down
man.
to do
Old
one more
man
Hellboy.
Yeah, oh,
Boy.
I'm like, oh, yes, we do need another
I didn't know he
Hellboy.
was that old. That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. So first time I met him was a comic book convention in Jacksonville in whatever year Hellboy came out.
Yeah.
It was right after Matrix when Hellboy came out, and he was super nice. Met him in the elevator. Didn't
Oh, really?
realize it till we were in the elevator. I'm like, oh, hey. Then we were just talking in the elevator. He's like, oh, I'm going down to the bar to do karaoke. Y'all want to join? We're like, hell yeah. Go party with Ron
Pardon the
Perlman.
pun.
Sure. And he was singing Frank Sinatra. And
Oh,
he-
wow.
He could actually sing pretty damn well.
I'm not surprised actually. He's got that. He's got that booming voice.
He's got a lot of talent. So
Yeah. You and I saw him on a Q&A at Tempe Comic Con.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
Just
Oh,
riffing
yeah.
with the fans.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely hoping they do another Hellboy. We need one more because that last Hellboy remake that they did.
Look, I was for what's his name?
Yeah, the guy who
David-
played from
Harbour.
Stranger Things, right?
Things.
Yeah, David Harbour.
Yeah, me too.
I was for it, and I honestly didn't even see the movie because I just heard nothing but bad
It
things.
was
Yeah,
bad.
same here.
He was good though in Black Widow. The Black
Yes.
Widow movie, he was great.
Yeah.
I loved him in that, but the Hellboy, I'm like, nah, I don't want that. No, you're not
Yeah.
Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman's the only Hellboy I know of.
Can't disagree.
So let's go ahead and do Cosplayer of the Week first before we get into our wonderful topic because we have a lot to talk about tonight.
That would be interesting.
Beans. There we go. So we were probably live for that part, Beans. So our cosplayer of the week, you can find him on Instagram at New York NYC_Caped_Crusader and on Facebook NYC Cape Crusader. And wonder why he is called that. There's a good reason he's a cosplayer of the week today.
Very nice.
So awesome Batman that he does. He goes, Batman's his primary cosplay and his favorite. When he was building it, the one thing he wanted to do was use it as motivation for his personal fitness. So he chose more of the traditional cosmic looking Batman and the spandex and everything. And he worked out to get that body for that. He loves to cosplay because it allows him to be more social than he normally is. And it gives him confidence as his character is on him to be able to go around and talk to everybody. He also loves how much it motivates him to stay healthy, work out harder, eat healthier, and everything. The most important thing about cosplay to him is the kids. The reactions make it all worth it. Whenever someone asks me why I put on the rubber Batman mask and run around in spandex is because of the kids, how they get happy and everything. He really enjoys putting the smiles on their face. His next cosplays is the blue and gray Batman, Wolverine, and an updated Captain America.
I think he's going to pull off Wolverine very well.
Yeah.
This guy's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely
Very
need to
cool.
go follow his Instagram page. He's a great cosplayer. And again, if you want to be a cosplayer of the week, just hit us up on our website or Facebook page or anything, and we'll get back to you. And you definitely can be a cosplayer of the week. So, what are we talking about tonight?
Huh.
I wonder.
The Shadow.
No hints.
No hints. Yes, The Shadow.
Yes, the Shadow.
Well, there's a movie coming out in 2 weeks.
Very soon, yes.
Very soon.
We'll actually have that trailer tonight, too.
Okay, perfect.
So we're talking about Batman tonight, if you can't tell by all the Batman comics. Someone loves Batman here. Better than Superman. Just saying. So, before we start talking about the comics, why do y'all love Batman?
I mean, I wanted you. I mean, you go ahead. You go ahead.
What got me into Batman comics?
Just Batman.
Just
in
Batman in general. Oh boy, I want to say it was the Batman Begins movie, because I want to say around that time the animated series had just ended.
Yeah.
Like when I had started getting into like comic books and superheroes in general. So I hadn't I had watched it, but like only reruns. Like not when it was really originally being aired.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Returns, just the Nolan series for me.
Yeah.
So, is he your favorite Batman?
He isn't my favorite Batman,
Okay, good.
but yeah, he was the one that got me into it.
But he's still better than, let me think, George Clooney.
Sure.
Nipple Batman.
Nipple Batman. That's all I can think of when I think of that Clooney.
Yeah.
His nipples on a bat suit. Just wrong. Just wrong. What about you?
I mean, Batman's Batman. It's almost like you can't pinpoint where you originally found it. But I think probably seeing Batman Begins in theater, and then growing up with that series.
Damn, I'm old.
I know. I was going to say I don't want to age anybody here, which would really only be you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But kind of growing up with those movies, and then the TV shows, cartoons, and stuff like that. I mean, even the '60s Adam West movie was one of my favorite movies to watch. So
Such a horrible good movie.
Yeah.
Shark repellent.
yeah, yeah, and he's running around with the bomb, and he just
Yeah.
won't throw it anywhere.
I don't want to throw it because there's ducks right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. It's hard to. It's really kind of hard to pinpoint why, but it's there's a reason behind it, and you relate with him as a kid, not necessarily your parents.
Are you
Being
saying my
shot in an
parents were
alleyway.
killed by some crazy guy?
I mean, but no, I mean, a kid faces his fears and
Oh,
basically
okay.
becomes a superhero. Like, what kid wouldn't want to do and be a billionaire?
Yeah, it's inspiring,
Yeah,
as a kid.
it's like the Shadow, I guess.
'Cause he is the
No,
Shadow.
he wasn't the first of the DC superheroes to get me into comics
Right.
and related media.
Yeah.
For me, it was the other guy.
Superman.
Yeah, it was the,
The guy
Smallville.
that wears his underwear on the outside of his pants.
Well, Batman does that too. But
Well, if it's Smallville, then Tom Welling is just dreamy, so it's like you can't not fall in love with.
yeah, I can't deny that.
Yeah.
Lana.
Yeah, she's great too.
Or Lex.
Yeah,
Michael
Michael
Rosenbaum
Rosenbaum.
is- yeah.
He's the man in that show.
Yeah.
And everything else he does. So.
I guess for Batman, because I'm old as hell apparently, 89 Batman, Michael Keaton. I remember going to see that as a kid. It was great. Just everything about that movie. The setting, the darkness, everything. I just loved it and got hooked ever since. I did watch when I was a kid the reruns, I need to state reruns, of the classic Batman because it was already off the air when I was growing up.
Right.
But it was still a good show. But Michael Keaton Batman definitely did it. Then the other Batman movies came out afterwards and they sucked. Batman Returns and the other one, Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Only good thing about them was Alicia Silverstone was hot. I enjoyed her.
What about Jim Carrey? What about Jim Carrey?
No, that was the worst Riddler.
Yeah.
God, no.
How about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Again, just get rid of those movies.
Mr. Freeze.
No, see, back
Chill.
then, when Arnold came out, it should have been Patrick Stewart, I thought. 'Cause Patrick Stewart was old enough. Just put the dome on his head and he could have been it.
Okay,
Patrick Stewart.
I'd see that. Sir Patrick
I'm
Stewart,
blanking.
Star Trek.
Okay, yeah. I
Star
got it.
Trek.
Mr. Professor X. Yeah.
Yes,
Professor X,
Professor
yes.
X.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
he would have been perfect for that role,
Okay.
not Arnold.
I wasn't. This is kind of a hot take, but I'm not a huge fan of the '89 Batman. I'm so sorry. I know.
So the vote might go for him now.
I know. Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
boy.
we're leaning over.
You know what?
Over here.
I do enjoy that movie quite a bit, along with the
Now you're just trying to get
the
brownie
Batman
points.
Returns.
See, my problem with Christian
Yeah.
Bale was he sounds like he's a frog in his throat the whole time.
Fair enough.
That's why I didn't enjoy him as much.
Yeah, that's a problem that I have with him as well. To be fair.
But the Joker
but-
was great in that movie.
But yeah. Oh yeah, Heath Ledger killed it, and I don't like. It's hard to say Joaquin did better because they both played kind of different Jokers.
Yeah.
But in their own way. But yeah, no, I think they both did great, and I mean Heath Ledger even won an Oscar for that. So
What about Tom Hardy?
as Bane,
Better than the Bane in the other one. Definitely better.
Yeah.
yes,
So
He didn't really have any lines in that one, but
yeah, he just big muscle suit. Former professional wrestler, I think, that played him in that one.
yeah.
But Bane's a great character. I've always enjoyed Bane. I hope we get another Bane soon with the new Batman. That'd be cool.
more
I-
comic accurate.
I
Yeah.
am really excited for Robert Pattinson. Like, very excited. I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just the Twilight boy."
Oh,
And
he hates Twilight, though.
I know, he
Dude,
doesn't even like
he
it.
hates that movie with a passion.
He got paid for it.
I had never
It's
seen.
just a moneymaker.
Yeah.
I have never seen any movie with him before watching The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Just recently.
You
Yeah.
never seen him in Harry Potter?
No.
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah, he was in Harry Potter. I mean, and I guess he was an important role in that movie. What was it? Prisoner of. He was Cedric, but it was prison. It wasn't Prisoner of Azkaban. Which-
Goblet of Fire.
Goblet of Fire. That's right, because they're going to they're doing the games.
Yeah.
See, everybody in the house I live in knows that movie, all of them, because Mama Tech is a huge Harry Potter fan. And my girlfriend, too, now. She loves Harry Potter.
Yeah, my fiance just read all the books, and we.
I've
had
never
to
read the books.
Watch all the
I've
movies.
I'm not going to read them.
That's fine.
It's too much
I've
reading.
only read the first one, and
Give me comic books. Give me the books with the pictures. I'm happy.
there you go.
Is that the one with the wizard and the boy?
Yeah,
and the broomstick?
Yeah, the one,
Which is
yeah.
a rip-off of another comic anyway.
Which one?
You had to do that. Why?
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I mean,
So, oh, God.
Another wizard?
is it
Yes.
Bewitched, the old TV series?
Bewitched?
Yeah.
Charmed?
Charmed.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I don't think there was witches in that.
There had to be.
Or wizards, anyway.
Books of Magic by Neil Gaiman.
I'm okay.
If you look at it, I know we won't be able to get it on the screen,
Teen
but
boy with an owl, and
yeah.
he
Teen
finds
Boy
out
with
he's
an
a
owl,
wizard.
wizard, mark on his head.
Oh,
Came
yeah.
out way before Harry Potter.
Oh, Neil Gaiman. He did.
Yes.
He did Sandman, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
So that's a rip-off of
Wow.
that. So we talked about that before
Hollywood.
on another series of Comic Book 101 a few years ago. But let's go ahead and actually dive into Batman that was created by Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger. So let's go with the first one, The Killing Joke.
Yes. We've all had to have read that, right?
Who didn't read that
yeah.
one?
I mean, if you're a Batman fan, it's like,
It's essential reading.
yeah,
So.
definitely. And I feel like
By Alan Moore.
by Alan Moore, correct. And I think this one is also kind of, I mean, it's also super important because you get your origin story on the Joker, and the kind of, why he's crazy now and like what happened to him. Still no name drop, but
We've never officially got a real name of the Joker
Right.
till the new movie of the Joker and the Gotham TV show.
right.
That's when we got some kind of names.
Yeah. And then, I mean, the artwork in this is just fantastic. And
Poor Barbara Gordon.
yeah, and then there's a lot of essential things in this, like Barbara Gordon becoming Oracle, I
Yeah.
guess, and the why why the Joker's crazy, and where the Red Hood came from, but not really. but at least the name. And then there's just that. Some people kind of hate those endings, but it's that the villains kind of share a moment. I mean,
I
the
think it's
villain and the
great
hero.
for a comic to do what they did.
Yeah.
Because it's pushing boundaries that a lot of comics wouldn't do.
Right.
You're not going to have the main villain come into the person's house and shoot him right in the body and kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a great comic.
And then you get
Yeah.
that whole like.
Isn't the ending like left very ambiguous to where you have Batman and Joker like sharing a moment where like one of them makes a joke. I think it's Joker makes a joke.
He's
right?
like, before you do take me away or something,
Yeah.
let me tell you a joke. Basically.
It's like, oh man, off the top of my head, it's like two guys are like leaving a prison or something like that, and one is
It's like shining a light
Yeah,
for the
across the
bridge.
rooftop.
Yeah.
I'm not going to quote that joke.
Yeah,
I
I
don't have
was
it off the
like-
top of my
I-
head,
yeah.
but Batman laughs.
Yeah, and he takes it like he and he's like laughing hysterically.
Yeah,
Basically, at the
and
end.
then he grabs him. He grabs the Joker,
Yeah.
like in shadows. It seems like he like chokes him or something.
right.
Yeah, it's too much for
Or, like,
me to
kills
read
him.
and quote here. But I'm looking, I'm like, okay, Google. Yeah, I'm not quoting that big
Yeah.
Because
paragraph.
the way I feel like it was written with that, it seemed like kind of like an Elseworlds story
Right.
with that ending, but they just kind of incorporated it with the canon, except for that very ambiguous ending.
Yeah.
You know. So.
I mean, again, going back to like that kind of like he owns the mafia money basically,
Yeah.
right? And he was a comedian and dropped in the vat of acid.
It's the
Ace
it's
Chemicals.
the popular origin story for him.
exactly.
It's
And
definitely a graphic novel you need to pick up.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure you still can pick that up.
oh, for
I
sure.
don't think they've ever stopped printing that one.
Have we all seen the movie,
Yes.
the animated movie? I mean, I don't. A lot of people. I think a lot of people didn't like it actually, but it had like Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy.
They kind of
It's
muddled it
really-
up. Like they messed it up with the stuff beforehand, before
Yeah.
they got to the actual story.
Yeah,
In my opinion,
yeah.
But-
I think that's where people didn't like it.
you know.
Then the next one is Batman Long Halloween.
That's yours.
Oh shit.
Take it away.
Right.
It's got to be quiet for a moment.
Yeah. No. It all starts. Actually, I just watched the animated movie. It's
Still
a
have not watched
two-parter
that.
for this, but yeah, it all starts. I believe on a Halloween, but it goes throughout the entire year, and there's this killer called the Holiday Killer, and
Or
it's like
Calendar Man. Was it Calendar Man?
well,
Sorry.
No, he's actually a holiday killer.
He thinks that it's Calendar Man.
Yeah.
You know, because that would make sense, right?
Yeah. of
But
course.
it turns out it's not. It's someone else, and just like his crimes are committed like in relation to like certain holidays. So,
Gotcha.
you know, I'm not going to spoil like.
Pretty
all
sure
the
you can
good bits.
spoil it because it's been out a while now.
Okay, well,
Do it. Drop it.
Do it.
Drop the name.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
You
You
know,
want to.
Is it because we're putting you on the
they
spot?
think it's Maroney, but it's not. They think it's Harvey Dent. Someone help me out here. I don't remember.
I'm also trying to figure it out. It's like the notes of mystery in itself.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I want to say it's Harvey Dent, but
Yeah, because it's the origin of Two-Face in the end.
okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I haven't. That's one comic still I've never bothered reading.
Yeah, there's a couple here that I still need to pick up, but because I've read a few others that don't really tie into an actual Batman story,
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of just like off like Earth One Batman, which
Oh, yeah.
takes like a different take, and then there's the Flashpoint Batman, which I still love,
Mm-hmm.
but
Thomas Wayne Batman.
yes,
Batman
and then
Guns.
the
Yes.
Martha Wayne is the Joker. It's
Yeah.
like
We were just
Crazy.
talking about that, I think, at the house a few days ago. Dylan was, I'm pretty sure, our producer back there. Flashpoint, yeah.
yeah.
So next Batman one is done by one of my favorite actors, directors, producer, and another great person, Kevin Smith and Walt Flanagan. Batman Cacophony. I can never say that one right. But it's a great comic. It's good to see when Kevin Smith decided to start doing a comic book. The series opens with Deadshot breaking into Arkham Asylum with the intent to kill the Joker. He's stopped by Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah. However, who shoots Deadshot in the head, we don't know at the time. You get characters like Maxie Zeus in it. It's a really interesting collection. Kevin Smith actually did 2 different comics. That one, and I can't
Green
remember.
Arrow.
No,
Are you
he
saying
did.
about
He did 2
Batman?
different Batman ones too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was able to pick the whole collection up at Yancey Street about
Gotcha.
2 years ago. I found up on they had the whole thing comics in a bundle, and just the artwork in this is amazing.
I forgot Walt Flanagan was an amazing artist as well
Yeah.
because he was featured on Comic Book Man, but I
Yeah.
forgot he was an artist. And yeah, I
And he's
just
in
love the
every
artwork,
movie
too.
of Kevin Smith and Silent Bob.
Is he in the movies too?
He's in every one as a small character somewhere.
Oh wait, Walt.
Yes.
That's right, because he's always the one that says "Tell him, Steve, Dave" to Brian,
Yeah. So like in Clerks, he was the one buying cigarettes and
the egg guy.
yeah, the A guy in Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. He was one of the ones walking out of the theater talking trash about the movie.
Yep.
So Walt's really cool. I've got to meet him a few times
Oh yeah.
at New York Comic Con and in Orlando actually at MegaCon.
Yeah, I got to do I mean, it was more of just a photo shoot after a Q&A with Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes after the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. And that was at the Tampa Theater. So that was a lot of fun to see. And Kevin Smith is just one of my favorite creators,
Yeah.
people.
And it's good to see, besides the comics that he's done, Kevin Smith went on to produce a few episodes of The Flash,
Yes.
which was great, the ones
Yeah.
he did. He's done a lot in the comic book world. So it's really cool seeing. I hope he does another Batman or Green Arrow or something soon.
Yeah. Oh,
It
yeah.
would definitely be good. Next one's an interesting comic, Hush.
Hush.
The mystery.
A Jeff Loeb story, penciled by Jim Lee, which everyone loves Jim Lee, of course. Oh, there it is.
Probably one of the best artists out there.
Yeah, and I mean, matched with like some of the other people, like him and Jeff Johns were like one of my favorites to read, and that's almost like, then it's almost like, as much as I hear Greg Capullo and
Yeah.
Scott Snyder's names together,
Yeah.
it's almost the same.
The artwork in this is just amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like just before he got into like New 52 type of artwork.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like his prime for like
Yeah.
Batman art.
Yeah,
that he's
It's the-
done.
It's a little bit more gritty, I think. Than
Yeah, he was still
what
figuring stuff out, but it comes out like, just like you said, a little gritty.
Yeah. So there's the whole thing. I mean, obviously we find out in the end that it's Dr. Elliot. Spoilers, even though you know kind of
Spoiler.
going into it.
Hopefully you figure that out before
yeah.
then.
So it was an interesting read for me because you got to see a few different characters that you don't. I mean, Killer Croc in this story is kind of interesting character to see. I mean, obviously you get Sonny Kyle.
You get a lot of his
Grayson.
rogues actually
Yeah.
in the story.
So, I think a lot of people thought it was Two-Face, like kind of going into it. I mean, you do get that thing. I was like, oh, it's Dr. Elliot. Oh, it's Two-Face. Oh, it's back to Dr. Elliot. That kind of thing going on. And weren't Bruce and Dr. Elliot like friends when they were very young?
yeah,
Is that kind of what
it was
they
like a
play
retcon,
into?
but yeah.
Yeah. But that one's definitely a must read because I think they also did just come out with an animated series or one movie because I know they've been splitting Batman comics into like 2 movies. For
Yeah, they'll
like
do that
almost every
with
graphic
certain
novel.
stories, but not others. Yeah.
Yeah. So Hush, they did just come out with that not too long ago. But,
And at the end, I know Catwoman shows up, and Batman still doesn't really trust her because he's like, "Did you really have something involved? Did you know about everything?" And she pretty much just says, "Hush," and goes
That's right.
for that kiss.
yeah, that's right. And the look even of Hush kind of looks like Paul Dano's Riddler in the new movie.
Yeah,
With the duct tape and
and this is Robin's Tim Drake in this one too.
is it really?
Yes, It's
wasn't
right
too sure.
after Jason Todd.
Okay, so it timeline wise, it takes place after a Death in the Family. Mm-hmm. I would say. Right?
I want to say this was either the first actually story to bring back Jason Todd, though, but it turns out it's like Clayface or
Yeah.
something like that.
Really.
Yeah, because
Okay.
they hadn't done it. They hadn't done Under the Red Hood at this
Gotcha.
point.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little spoiler there.
Yeah.
But over to the next one, I guess, year one,
Batman Year One.
which is on the table as well.
The
I
hardback.
actually haven't finished it, but I know Jordan's one of your favorite ones, right?
Yeah, no, it's probably my second favorite
Okay.
for Batman. Just as like a really good origin for him.
And it's done by
And-
Frank Miller. It's a Frank Miller.
Yeah, Frank
Batman
Miller. Yeah, I believe it's
Frank Miller does a lot of good Batman ones.
story. Yes.
yeah, just like the relation he has with like Gordon, or like the story you get with Gordon,
Yeah.
is really nice.
Was this one before Dark Knight Returns?
I want to say he either did it before or after,
It should be here somewhere. Right?
but right around the same time, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
That one came out in '87. Year one did,
Yeah.
and Dark Knight Returns came out in
It's-
'86.
It's kind of crazy because a lot of Frank Miller's work is very much like, I don't know if it's directly hinted or like referenced, but it's almost like a Millerverse in a way. It's
Yeah.
like his Batman, you know.
His drawing and art style's totally different too than everybody else.
Yeah, very blocky, very stylized.
Yeah, I know the beginning of year one is kind of like a little fast paced, but you get to learn a lot about what happens in that time, and it's almost like a buddy cop story, I think.
Yeah.
With like Jim Gordon finally figuring it out and helping Batman in a way. If I'm getting this correct, maybe I'm thinking.
No,
of a
yeah,
completely
because he's
different
like
story,
because the whole police station is like corrupt more or less. He's like the one good cop from like outside that's like
Which is
doing
similar
his
to
job.
like the Gotham TV show.
Yeah.
Everybody's corrupt except Gordon.
but- and Alfred.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the police force.
And the whole Falcone wanting to target Gordon's family and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good comic. It's definitely another must-read comic out there. Plus, everything that Frank Miller does is just awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything I haven't seen Frank Miller do that I haven't been happy with.
And this is, I mean, as in year one, I'm trying to relate this to the movie in some way because I'm wondering what it's going to be tying into. But we're in year two of Batman in this new movie, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
already
Yeah,
established.
so the new Batman movie is going to be Batman Year 2. He's already done some crime fine, but we're going to see more of that whole detective side of him.
Yeah.
Something TV shows and movies haven't really focused on. They've just focused on the superhero crime fighting, none of his true detective work that you would get in like the video games where you had to solve the puzzles and everything.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting. Then the next one after that, just scrolled up too far. What's the next one?
It's going to be a Death in the Family, it looks like, which is what we were
Yes.
joking about earlier. So if you want to cast your votes now to kill off one of us in the next
Who
episode.
will it be?
We were saying it was going to be Jordan, but
We all have a reason to be killed off now.
yes. But this one was one of the picks I chose.
So what was cool about this was the whole voting to see should he live or should he die.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
how brutal this audience
Yo,
was.
I still think it's just one guy that kept calling.
Yeah, probably.
You know.
Yeah, exactly. You need to kill off Jason Todd. But out of that, we got Tim Drake, and I don't think a lot of people like Tim Drake
No.
as a Robin.
I like him.
Tim was a little jerk.
Were you a
but
Tim Drake fan?
I am a Tim Drake supporter, but you can call it.
Okay.
I think he's not the best out of them all, but you know he's kind of like the little brother. You know,
yeah,
they treat him like that anyway.
yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this one is a big one for Batman fans and Robin fans because they kill off Jason Todd, who eventually comes back as the Red Hood. But I think Jason Todd's probably my favorite Robin, and I think that's why I like the story so much. Even though you kind of can tell what it's about just by the cover art.
It was so
Yeah.
dark and twisted. Him
Oh yeah,
beating the crap out of him,
With like a-
torturing
like a
him and
crowbar,
everything.
yeah.
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 It was great.
yeah, and in the new Titan show, which isn't very well received,
I like the new Titans.
I do too.
And I like Jason Todd in it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy he's going to become the Red Hood now for the new season.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Yeah, and even in the trailer, they're showing like the Joker just like beat the crap out of
I haven't
somebody.
seen
with
the trailer yet.
Oh, okay. This was for season 3, which it might still be coming out. I don't really know if it was released all at once or not. But there's a little bit of a comic book thing, like comic ties. And I don't know if they're actually going to have a Joker in this series. I don't know if they've already said that. I haven't been keeping up with season 3, so again, it's one of those shows where it's like I'm waiting for all of it to come out and then just kind of binge watch it.
Yeah.
But it looks like there was a lot of ties to Death in the Family, which in Death in the Family, then they later do a little play on words with Death of the Family, right?
Yeah.
And that was like a whole Joker story where he cuts off his face. And
Yeah.
everything, right?
Was it Snyder and Capullo?
I think it was the Snyder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Original.
team's awesome.
Yeah.
So this was definitely a fun read just for how dark twisted everything was.
Yeah.
Jason Todd being beaten to a pulp.
Yeah, and yeah, it's sad. Like it's just all of it was sad, and
Everybody
should've stayed
Batman
dead.
loves gets killed.
which they did come out with an interactive film
Yes.
to
That you can choose what way you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
yeah.
You didn't know about
in
that?
2020.
No.
It was
Is
interesting.
it like VR? What do you? Oh, is it like one of
No.
those like Netflix like?
It was a type Netflix and DVD where it would go up to a certain point and you had on your remote choose, do you want to do this or do this?
Jesus.
My-
you get to
I
Which
would be
game the
sweating.
replay.
you get to pick how you beat this kid to death.
Do you use the crowbar or do you use this golf club or something?
Which
Oh, my.
they hinted towards this version of the movie in Batman vs Superman when
Yeah.
he was in a Batcave.
Right.
You see
Get the Robin mantle.
the Robin mantle
That's right.
in that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's where we are in the universe after that.
Yeah. Yeah, Batman's really kind of sad boying it right now in the well,
Yeah, it's
was
really
in the
crazy
DCU.
because a lot of people didn't like that Joker, and there was a lot of fan theories on like maybe Jason Todd was like the Joker that was like turned into the Joker.
Oh, and
or something
Suicide
like-
Squad?
Yeah,
That's what I thought because Jason, he has a tattoo of the J on his face.
Right.
That he got in the comic.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So I'm like,
that the
so
Joker
this
did
is-
that to him or something
Yeah.
like that with the burn or something.
I didn't even think about that.
That was
Yeah.
still the
Will
worst
we ever
Joker
get
ever.
answers?
God, I hope not.
Because they also have that little like back and forth in the end of the Snyder Cut,
The Snyder
which is
Cut,
like in
yeah.
a different universe.
Which I kind of enjoyed that little back and forth banner
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can kind of like you now. I still don't like the whole tattooed up gangster Joker that you're trying to be,
Yeah.
but hopefully we'll never have to see him again. Just not a fan of it. Hopefully Jared Leto will do better in Morbius.
Yeah.
Good.
I think that's going to be good.
I hope
so
so.
I think it's going to tie a lot together.
I've never been a big fan of him or his music, so we'll see. So
Oh,
He does
go-
music.
30 Seconds to Mars.
yeah, he was an actor first, I believe, before he did music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to
Because
see. his
normally
young-
it's music then actor.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
it is now. Yeah. It's crazy to see him in some of this like early work and like American Psycho and Fight Club.
Wasn't
and
he
he's,
in
like,
Rec Room for a Dream?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a
Also
good
Yeah, I
one.
remember. That was a weird ass movie. It was good. Don't get me wrong, but it was so weird and trippy the whole time.
Yeah. And he looks like the same age as
Yeah.
he did then. It's kind
He
of
is a
sucks,
vampire,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
So back to Frank Miller, The Dark Knight Returns. Wonder
Oh.
who picked this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, is this not in some of the, like the most top-rated stories for Batman? I,
mean,
would say.
it definitely
Yeah.
is.
You know, like even the version of Batman that we got with Ben Affleck, I would say wasn't like straight this,
Mm-hmm.
but I got a lot of vibes for like Batman Returns type, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
short years, old man, you know, late in his career type thing.
And then they went on to do a second run and then a third run, The Master Race.
Yeah,
think
I would
is what the
say
last one was.
the second and onward were not as good as
Right.
the first, but that's with most things.
I guess it was kind of, at that point, it's kind of hard to live up to what happened in the first one.
Yeah, it really was.
But, I mean, they also introduce a new Robin, which is Carrie Kelly,
Oh yeah,
which is was a girl Robin, which I think was really cool.
yeah.
And I think when they introduced her, she was kind of like, she kind of fought back with Batman in a way, right? Like with that snarky like comments.
She has a different like back and forth than all the Robins, I would say.
Yeah.
Like they all have similar like roles, I would say, but just she brought a different taste, I would say.
Did she have a tragic background?
Tragic background. Well, her parents were like kind of like no shows or like deadbeats, so it was like implied, you know, they were like druggies or something.
Bruce likes to get bad kids,
Damaged children.
Damaged children.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
I mean,
He
it's
wants
who
to-
he connects to the world.
Yeah, that's
so.
you know, that's what he was. So.
Yeah, so it makes sense. So next one is one of my favorites, actually. I've talked about this numerous times. Spawn and Batman. Frank Miller, of course, another Frank Miller comic, and Todd McFarlane team up for the first time. And have you all read this?
I haven't. And I know. I'm mad. Just looking at it. Just looking at this artwork. I mean, this looks like it might not be from the necessarily the comic, but
It is excellent. It's great. Came out in '94, actually. My copy of the comic was a gift to me from Charles Carey. He actually watches Nerd Talk now every week.
oh, okay.
When I moved in, because I used to date his daughter, and he gave me that comic for either my birthday or Christmas one year. Both of them, actually.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I love the comics.
Oh, man.
So Batman comes to New York in search for an arsenal of high-tech weapons. Robots have been killing people, and they've been targeting homeless people. And then Spawn, of course, likes to save everybody, the homeless. So Batman thinks Spawn is the killer, and Spawn doesn't know who the hell Batman is. So their first fight gets pretty twisted and everything. They're both kicking each other's asses. They no real winner. They both run off, do their thing. Then they run into each other again. Then they find out, oh, wait, it's neither of us. We're both trying to find out who the killer is, this robot. And it's just a great comic. It's definitely, you need to read it. If you can find a copy of this, definitely get this one.
I know it's not based off of this necessarily, but I know McFarlane came out with a statue of Batman just recently.
Yeah.
It's like a Target exclusive. I think it's a year one or something like that, but it's very McFarlane style.
Yeah, with the long, flowy cape and everything.
Like the kind of like the spikes at the end and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
McFarlane, so that's why I love McFarlane so much, because after he left Marvel Comics because of issues, he started Image Comics. After that was going, he's like, oh, let's make toys because
Yeah.
people want my toys.
Yeah.
And the Spawn collection was so huge. Then he branched out and started doing sports figures and everything.
Yeah.
Then stopped making Spawn. Spawn kind of disappeared for a while, and now he's redoing all the Spawn figures again.
Yeah.
2 years ago, he did Kickstarter for Spawn
That's right.
#1, and I went ahead and backed that one. I got 2 Spawn figures, one of them autographed.
Oh, very
It was-
nice.
Yeah, it was the best Kickstarter ever. That was my first time using Kickstarter. It was well worth the 125, 150 I spent.
Well, one of my favorite stories about McFarlane and DC is him leaving Image headquarters with his group of, I mean, not Image, Marvel headquarters with everybody he has,
Yeah.
going to DC and basically saying, oh, we're not here to work for you. We're here to see who's going to follow us. and then they go on to Image. And that's one of my favorite stories about just Image in general.
And Image has been great because, look, you have Walking Dead came from Image.
Oh, yeah.
And that's been a huge hit from the comics to the TV show and everything.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the whole point with Image was just like allowing creators to create things that they wanted to make.
yeah,
instead
without
of-
being held back by the company saying, you can't do that.
Right.
You can't have this person kill anybody. And not Batman and Spawn, there's an issue where he goes after the pedophile.
Right.
And he literally beats him up, ties him upside down, and shoves popsicles down his throat to kill him. And you can't get that.
A little
in
more
Marvel.
hard R than all the rest of the
Oh yeah,
comics.
Yes.
it definitely is. Marvel was not Spawn was definitely not a kid's comic.
Right.
Although I remember, because I want to say that came out around the time Batman 500 came out, Breaking of the Bat, when he broke the Batman's back.
Yeah.
It's
That's right.
around the same time Image came out, 30 years ago actually.
Was that Nightfall? I think that was the name of it. Something
I
like
don't
that.
remember.
That's what I want to say that.
Yes.
I have that comic somewhere in my collection.
It was
I
like-
need to dig it up.
Bane just makes Batman run through all his rogues to tire him out, And then you hadn't seen like Bane and any other stories prior to this, and then he just, Batman's all tired and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why Bane's supposed to be like as smart as he is, like strong, I guess.
Yeah.
At least when they first debuted him.
Right.
But yeah, so hopefully we'll get another issue maybe one day of McFarlane teaming up Spawn and Batman again, or Spawn and someone would be cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing it, considering he lost Angela now. Poor Guardians of the Galaxy got her.
Oh, man.
That'll be another topic for another show. But let's go ahead and play a trailer real quick.
Oh, we're side by side now.
Yeah. The new Batman movie. The Batman. I just like how dark and gritty it looks already.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Oh, this is like one of my favorite parts.
The Warner Brother logo.
Oh, yes. I know every time I would play the trailer, my fiance would just hear the duct tape in the beginning, and she'd be like, "Are you watching that again?"
Again.
It's that point where he like is just brutally beating that guy up.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, he's like, does he say I'm Batman in that? Or I'm Vengeance?
Yeah, I think he says I'm Vengeance. I'm really excited for Robert Pattinson doing this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just a younger version of Batman still. In the Red Lodge just looks amazing.
Yeah. I'm imagining the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance over it right now. Just kind of
Someone will probably make a music video with that.
Oh, yeah, they've got to. And Colin Farrell.
You can't even tell that's him.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
Bullseye.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Mixing universes.
And isn't it Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman?
Yes.
This continues. It
And
won't be long.
Paul Dano as the Riddler.
I don't care what happens to me.
I don't even really know.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
all your
One
life
thing.
I'm trying to think of
Don't worry, honey.
what
I got
other
mine
people
up.
might know him
Oh, my
in.
God.
But I think he's a really good casting.
Really not
He was in that Love and
as
Mercy
smart as I
movie
thought you
about the Beach Boys. He
Okay.
was in A Little Bit of Sunshine. Swiss Army Man.
I remember Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, he was like the teenage kid that
Okay.
runs
were.
up.
Scars, Bruce.
But like this is probably my favorite adaptation of the Riddler already, because I think second to this
I mean,
is him in the Arkham games.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can say like live action. There's not
Well,
too much competition.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, yeah.
Well, you had Frank Gershwin in the original TV show,
That's right. Yes, yeah.
but not a real good movie version of him yet.
Yeah.
That just looks amazing.
Oh,
I
man.
can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Pattinson's actually a really good actor.
Yes. And I recommend, I know you said you'd watch The Lighthouse, Jordan.
That's a
but
good movie.
That's a good one. I recommend Good Time, which is an A24 movie with him and I can't think of his co-actor's name, but he does a really good job in that one. And
It's called A Good Time.
yeah, Good Time. I can't even remember. The same person who directed Uncut Gems directed that one. And
So in this movie is him, Benny Siddell, Jennifer Jason Leigh. Director was Benny Siddell and one other, Josh Salfidi.
yeah, it's a Safdie or yeah, whatever, however you
Yeah.
pronounce it. That's who did it. That was a good film to kind of figure out who
Botched banker robbery lands a young brother in prison.
Yep. Yeah, it's an interesting film. It's pretty good.
Definitely have to check that out.
But yeah, I mean, try to watch other things than Twilight. So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Sadly, I've seen the Twilight movies. That's what you get for dating a girl that loved Twilight. You're forced to watch those stupid movies. Never again.
And I mean, Pattinson even hated those.
Yeah,
So
I
like
know.
he remembers it to this day.
So you didn't pull your eye sockets or your eyes out of your sockets while
No, he was in the Clockwork Orange, like eyes spread apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, made to
I
watch.
was handcuffed to the chair. You have to watch
Yes.
this the whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah. I should have dumped her before that movie. So I wouldn't have to watch them. Going to the theater watching them was the worst.
That makes sense.
God. But yeah, so I'm excited for the new Batman.
Oh yeah, and they, I don't remember what they said about. Oh gosh, they said something about how now this is in a different Earth because the Zack Snyder cut did so well. So like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we're just gonna forget that this is technically just a reboot and just put it on a new Earth. So
Yeah, I mean, it makes
But
sense.
with Flashpoint happening, who knows what's going to happen?
Like, everyone knows there's a multiverse at this point. I feel
Yeah.
like casual audiences
Yeah.
even know. You know.
So what do y'all think of Ben Affleck being Batman?
Batfleck, I liked it, and I think Affleck gets a bad rap because he always gets the role with the writer is just the worst.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Daredevil.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't write the dialogue.
Reindeer
you know.
games.
Yeah, Jersey Girl. You know, it's just the list goes on and on.
He was good in the Kevin Smith movies.
Yes, but that's because Kevin Smith knew how to write, and he's the reason. Like Ben Affleck got some of the roles, and as much as he won't admit it, like Affleck has even said Kevin Smith is the reason. Like,
If
Good
it
Will
wasn't for
Hunting,
Kevin Smith,
had
Ben
happened,
Affleck and
so.
Matt Damon would have never been around.
Exactly, and even though Affleck played such a small role in Good Will Hunting, he still did a great job in that, and he does good in the movies that are good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just up to the writer, I think. So, I don't blame it on Affleck. Don't blame Affleck.
I enjoyed him as Batman. I thought because of his size, he's more broad-shouldered and everything.
Yeah.
So he played that character well.
Yeah.
He looked like
Yeah.
Batman. He looked menacing and everything.
Yeah.
Unlike you had the other crappy Batmans.
Yeah,
Val
he
Kilmer.
definitely brought the physicality.
Yeah, I
compared
think
to all
in
the
10
rest.
10 to 15 years, when he's aged a bit more, and we can get like Dark Knight Returns,
Sure.
old man.
I still want the cyberpunk Batman. Batman
Beyond?
Beyond, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Oh.
We still
Yeah.
need
Terry
that
McGinnis?
movie, yes.
That should be awesome.
That's where I think Michael Keaton should come back and
Yeah.
do the old man Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And then get someone play Terry, a young person, for that.
Yeah.
I think that would be amazing.
Well, they are bringing Michael Keaton back already, and we know that for a fact.
I'm excited.
It's confirmed, and you see the back of his cowl and
Yes,
the new
in the Batmobile.
Yeah, yep, and the Flash.
Is that movie ever
trailer.
going to come out?
No, it's not. It's
the
actually they're
problem.
canceling it
Not for
tomorrow.
another 10 years. you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
That Flash movie needs to hurry up and come out.
They'll probably have some reshoots and stuff. So
Is this supposed to come out this year, though?
the Flash movie,
Yeah.
I think.
Everything keeps getting pushed back, and
I remember when they originally announced the live action Flash movie, it was going to be in 2017, and I'm like, wow, that's going to be,
Yeah.
that's so far away. And here we are, still
and
waiting.
look
for
how
this
many
movie.
years past 2017 we are now.
Yeah,
But I think
exactly.
Ezra Miller will definitely is a great Flash. I loved him in the Justice League movies.
Yeah.
That's probably the only reason I like Justice League.
And he did so much. I mean, not that he maybe even had to change anything, but because I don't know what was cut and uncut from the Joss
The Snyder cut,
Whedon version.
him being in that was even better.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
you got more of him. You got to see him and Iris and everything for that
Yes.
one few minutes that we got there.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I still like the Flash from the TV show, although I haven't watched the show in a couple seasons. I just can't get back into it. I'm afraid if I try to watch it again, I'm going to be like, all right, let's watch the last 2 seasons I missed. And the one season where I stopped watching was just got dumb. There was the big giant metahuman animal thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it got hard to watch after like the second season.
Yeah,
So.
Same as Supergirl too.
Yeah.
After a certain season, it's like, all right, this sucks. I'm not into it, and I just never got into Batwoman.
Are they bringing Jeffrey Dean Morgan back as Thomas Wayne? I think they said they are.
I hope so.
Oh, dude.
I think so.
I
Because
wanna
I think
see
he'd be the
him
perfect
do it.
Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, I want to see
As-
him suit up as Batman.
Yeah.
See him beat the crap out of someone. And still the best episode. So right after he did Walking Dead,
Yeah.
Supernatural, the beginning of the next season, you see Dean and Sam walk into their bunker, and Dean's holding a bat. He goes, "Damn, no wonder Dad loved this bat." And it was the same bat from Walking Dead, Lucille. I'm like, I see what you did there. And I like that. That was a nice little nod to that. So any comics y'all are looking forward to coming out soon?
I just hope they keep doing life story stuff, and I think I've said that every week. But I just hope that's why I'm hoping someone will hear it and they keep doing it. So,
Which one?
The life story stuff. They'll just pick a character and basically do a issue by issue 50s to 2010s run of that character growing. So
That'd be interesting.
yeah, just more characters like that or more issues like that.
What about you?
I don't know, man. I get my recommendations from him, so you know.
I mean, you won't even watch trailers, so it's like
Yeah, I know.
it's like I gotta
It's
like
weird.
force it on you.
Yeah, it's something else, like trying to do that, but
Yeah.
it hasn't been that.
So why
difficult.
don't you want to watch trailers? You just want to go be surprised when you go to the
Yeah,
theater?
it's just like it's not that I don't want to see the trailer, but I just would rather go in as blind as possible, just so I can enjoy it a little more than I would if I had like, I don't know. And also they spoil a lot of things in trailers
How do you
nowadays.
avoid trailers though with the TV? And
It's almost
Facebook
impossible.
and
Yeah, I'll have like just scrolling on my phone and it's just bound to come up. You know.
then you're like, no,
something.
no.
Yeah, like,
Throw your phone out the
literally
door. Nope,
just,
I'm done.
like, Yeah, I have to be like proactive about it, but it hasn't been too bad. So
Because trailers, you know what trailer dropped today? Not comic book related, but
Mm-hmm.
we only have 20 seconds left. The new Jurassic Park trailer dropped.
That's right. Go watch that.
Go watch that trailer. Let us know what you think next week, and let us know who should die next week and who should be the Joker to kill him off. And that is it for this week. We will see y'all next week with another fun week. I hope you all have a good week.